Okay guys, welcome to my channel. You guys may not know me. My name is Jaden. I go by Cryptics on YouTube. And today's video, I'm going to show how I identify my ghosts on Insanity difficulty in Phasmophobia. Now, first of all, it doesn't really matter what map you pick. I like Tanglewood Drive. Um, it's very basic, simple, easy, has good looping spots. Everybody knows the map. So we're going to go with Tanglewood Drive for today. And as far as the loadout, you definitely want to have a bunch of incenses. Let me just show you my loadout really quick in case you didn't see it on the board. I am very poor right now, so just ignore that. But I like to go with the crucifixes just in case. A firelight, a tier 2 headgear in particular. I use this when if I have to loop in the dark. Because the flashlight is really just the best on the headgear. I don't like any of the other ones. I like bringing 2 lighters because sometimes with having 4 instances, you're probably not going to use all of them anyways, but if you're not very good at the game and you want to have a high chance of surviving and getting the most money, 4 instances is definitely the way to go. And you're going to want to bring 2 lighters because I'm pretty sure 1 lighter is not going to be good enough for 4 instances, because I have had times where I run out of that. I also like bringing a motion sensor, a parabolic microphone level 3 for sure, a photo camera, a salt, and a sound recorder. Um, Now I only bring the sound recorder for like perfect runs or if I just want to get extra evidences or like bonus challenges. But that's only if I'm really feeling myself that day, and I'm really not that good at this game. But um, definitely the sound recorder isn't a bad pick if you want to get the most money possible. But I think just for today, I'm just gonna show how I do it without a perfect run. I kind of just like I'm gonna show how I identify the ghosts and try and break it down as much as I can. But let's get into the game. Okay, now that we're in the game, we're gonna pick up the video camera, photo camera, incense, lighter, and headgear. This is my favorite loadout that I like picking at the start of every game. First thing we're gonna do after that, look at the name. We have J. Lewis. So in this game, the Banshee and Dayan cannot be male names. We have a J. J is obviously a male name. So we're going to cross out Banshee Dayan, and we're just going to go straight in. So what I like to do, first thing when I go inside, um, is I like to look for ghost orbs. We like to look for the mimics first game, like first as soon as we go in. I'm not seeing any so far, which is good. We don't want to deal with a mimic. Oh, we have ghost orbs. Okay. So I'm just going to record that. And since I know where the ghost room is, because there's ghost orbs, we are going to turn on the power. He's already throwing stuff. I can't even turn on the power yet. And this dude's already throwing stuff. We did find the bone. Take a photo. Then grab it. So when you take a photo of it, you get it in your media. It'll show as bone unique. I like to turn on the basement light because this is my favorite looping spot. Whenever you get like, you want to loop a ghost or you want to just get more evidence on it, you would just go around here and loop it. I'll show it off in a second when he starts hunting. But right now, we could have a mimic. And really, oh, he turned on a light. Okay, so because he turned on a lamp, it cannot be a mare. Although I don't think the mare has ghost orbs. Okay, it does. Never mind. I stand corrected. So it cannot be a mare. He just fully opened a door, which means it can be a Yore. So okay, he just did a guesstimate. But the Yore can only fully open or close doors, um, which is another thing to look out for that we just got. And I think he might start a hunt soon if I keep standing in his ghost room here. I have no idea what happened to his ghost orbs. I think he might have moved in the bathroom. No? Is he in the closet? No. What? I actually do not know where the ghost orbs went. This is... Oh, okay. So he's probably in this hallway now. Let's take a look. I'm not seeing anything. I really don't like that. I want to know where the ghost is at all times. I have no idea where he is. I'm just gonna hope he's in this general area. Oh, okay, he's still in here. Yeah. So he moved to the closet, kind of, which is fine. Um, I don't need to record that. So basically, I don't think it can be a Goryo, because I'm pretty sure he moved to the closet, right? But I mean, he is hunting. We're gonna incense him, and then we're just gonna break our way all the way down to the basement. This is where you want to be. I also don't think it's a Hantu, just because I used an incense and it doesn't seem very enraged. Also, I suck at taking photos. Sorry for that. I really suck at taking photos of the ghost. But as we saw there, he's a normal speed ghost. So we can cross off any and all fast ghosts, which I will show in a second what they are. So as far as ghosts go, you're going to cross off Diogen, because the Diogen is fast when it's far away from you, and then close when he's near you. Also, he just turned off the power, which means it cannot be a Jinn. Jinns cannot turn off the power box. I'm just going to turn that on really quick for a second. I'm also going to try and find a hiding spot, because I don't want to die while I'm explaining this. I think there was one in the basement. Let's just head to the basement. Yeah, there's one back behind these stairs. This is the best one, in my opinion, but, so, it cannot be a Diogen. He's fast when he's far away, and he's close when he's nearby. He would also know where you are at all times. You cannot hide from a Diogen. It cannot be the Diogen. It also cannot be the Jinn. He turned off the power box. Jinns do not turn off the power box. Also, I hear him coming down the stairs. It also cannot be a Kormos. He would have sped up when I was looping him. Also, the Kormos cannot see you. It cannot be a Revenant. Revenants are very fast when they see you. He was obviously a normal speed ghost. Cannot be a Thay. Thays are extremely fast at the start of the game. Where he hunted at roughly around 3 minutes in. So I would say it's not a Thay. Although I did spend a fair amount of time in his room. A Thay, I believe, would not get slow that fast. It also cannot be the twins. He is the same speed out of those two hunts we just heard from upstairs. It also probably isn't an Obambo. The Obambo changes its speed every 2 minutes to be either normal speed or slightly above normal speed. It also could possibly not be a Goryo, but I'm going to watch on that. It is not a Hantu. The Hantus are fast in their ghost room. They also have cold breath coming out of their mouth while they hunt if you don't have the fuse box on. I do not believe it's a Galu. He did not become enraged when I used my incense. I also believe it's not a Moroi. Morois get faster as your sanity gets lower, and I'm pretty sure my sanity is pretty low. I also don't think it's a Raiju. The Raiju speeds up when the light is on. It is not a Phantom because he was visible during the hunt. I also don't think it's an Oni because he had normal blink speed. And we're going to watch out for the Obake. The Obake is pretty interesting. He can shapeshift sometimes and leave behind a 6-finger handprint. But I have not seen him shapeshift yet, which is what I'm looking out for currently. So we're just going to keep looking for that. And Let's see if there's anything else I can cross off here. It's not a myling because I can hear him. You cannot hear mylings from 10 feet or more away. I am just looking for a shapeshift here of some sort. I'm just gonna go in hiding. Oh, I died. Okay, so that was not smart. And it was a mimic. Okay. It was a mimic the whole time. Now, we're just gonna ignore that game, okay? Let's go ahead and ignore that game. Let's just get into the next one. I really need the money. I need to not die. And that was a stupid decision by me. So we got Corey. More than likely, probably a guy. So we're gonna cross out Banshee Diane. And then we're just gonna look for ghost orbs. Hopefully not a mimic again. I probably should have just picked mimic and left, but I wanted to be 100% sure because even when you get ghost orbs, it can also not be a mimic. You know, it's possible for it to not be a mimic. So that's why I was just double checking. And now I'm just looking for ghost orbs again. And we found the bone. Just take a photo. And I'm not seeing any ghost orbs anywhere so far. I think we're looking pretty good. Mimics are the hardest to deal with also. I really don't like them. I'm going to flick that light switch on. Yeah, I'm not seeing any ghost orbs. This is good. So when you get no ghost orbs, you can cross off the mimic. Now I know in the book, it'll say that ghost orbs are not an evidence type for the mimic. I'm going to show that off here. So you can see evidence. It says spirit box, UV, freezing temps. There's no ghost orbs to be found, although it says here that several reports have noted ghost orbs near mimics. Now, ghost orbs are the mimic's special ability, not an evidence type for it. So basically, if you get ghost orbs on 0 evidence, it's gonna be a mimic because it's an ability. It's not an evidence type. So since we got no ghost orbs, we can cross off the mimic. And now we just gotta find the ghost room, which is gonna be the hardest part without ghost orbs. But we can look for context clues like cold breath or objects getting thrown. Although the ghosts can throw and do ghost events on the other side of the map sometimes, which is also annoying. But we're just gonna look for any kind of cold breath, any interactions in the area, see if the ghost gets more active when we're nearby. I don't think he is anywhere over here, but we're also like 3 minutes into the game too, so it's very possible for the ghost to not do anything right now. But it is on insanity, so my sanity is actively draining very fast. I'm not getting really much of anything here. Gonna be honest, I don't know where the ghost is. So our next action that we're gonna take towards finding the ghost is I'm just gonna use the thermometer to find the ghost room. Now, you basically just want to use the thermometer to find the coldest room. And the coldest room is the ghost room. That applies even when it's snowing. Even when it's snowing, the coldest room is the ghost room. Also, when it is snowing, you get cold breath almost everywhere in the house. So you cannot go based off cold breath if it is snowing. The only thing you can go off of is the temperatures and what's the coldest. So I have a feeling he's near the kitchen area, which we do hear objects getting thrown over there. Okay, he just launched something at me. That's wonderful. So it was around 11 degrees in there. And it's around 13 in here. 20 in here. 20 in here. Okay, so we've identified the ghost room, which is the living room. So, I'm gonna go grab my video camera because I'm missing out on a ton of free money by not recording all these objects getting thrown. So, he is in the living room, and just to verify that, if you want to, you can put a motion sensor in there, or anything really. I mean, anything to detect the ghosts in that area. Let me actually see if I have the motion sensor challenge. I do not. I have an EMF challenge and a crucifix challenge, so I can do both of those. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to risk getting hunted immediately after entering, I'm going to drop my photo and video camera inside. Then I am going to grab the crucifix and EMF reading for my challenges. We also need 2 sound recordings, but sound recordings are so annoying to get in this game, it's not even really worth it to do if you get the challenge. First things first, place the crucifix. You don't want to get hunted. Now place it where you don't want the ghost to spawn. So let's say I want to run to the basement. We want our crucifix around here, so that in case the crucifix does not trigger because of whatever reason the ghost wants to not spawn there, that we can... Hold on, wait, where's the object thrown? Oh, I couldn't get it. So for whatever reason, if he doesn't want to burn the crucifix before he hunts... Also, let me get a photo of that EMF reading. That should have counted. Yeah. Okay, so for whatever reason, if he wants to hunt elsewhere, that's the reason why we put the crucifix here. Because in case, let's say, he hunts and the crucifix doesn't burn, he spawns over there, this crucifix saved me from him spawning over here and killing me and keeping me in this living room area. Where instead, if he spawns in the living room, I have the ability to... Oh goodness. I have the ability to run all the way over here to our safe looping spot where I died last time because I went to go hide. But he has been throwing quite a few objects. Also, you can see the cold breath there to verify that he's in this room. Okay, and see, he burned the crucifix. That's our first usage. So he is within a 3-meter radius of me if he burned it, which means he can be anywhere around here. This whole area I'm doing a 360 around. He can be anywhere around here. More than likely, probably on top of the crucifix. So, now because I want him to hunt, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up the crucifix and just toss it over here or something. Because our next course of action, is we want him to hunt. Now, I probably shouldn't have placed it down. We're getting cold breath over here, too. He's probably moved to this general hallway, which is not what I want, because... Oh, yep, here he comes. That is a ghost event, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is. The reason how... Okay, that is a hunt. That is a hunt. I panicked and ran the wrong way. I had to waste an incense there. That's fine. I have no idea why he spawned in the basement. Let's see if it's a yokai. Okay. So I couldn't get much evidence from that. So he spawned in the basement. That's not good. I don't want him to spawn in there. So based off of that hunt, I am gonna cross out the Diogen. He didn't know where I was. I'm also gonna cross off the Galu. He did not become enraged. And cross off the Hantu. And I will probably also cross off the Moroi and the Cormos and the Revenant and the Fae. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna cross off the twins yet. We need to see him hunt twice. I'm gonna cross off the Raiju. And I will probably cross off the demon, but it's iffy on that. I really just need to get more evidence from the hunts. That was just an unfortunate event there, where he spawned in the basement. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was in here, wasn't it? I think it was. He might have moved to the garage. But also just the fact that he's moving. Okay, so let me also talk about what he just did. There is not any good hiding spots here. Oh, there's the basement one again. Okay, this time let's not run to the basement spot in the middle of a hunt. But anyways, he did a mist event, which is that hissing sound or of some sort that he did in my ear, which means it cannot be an Oni. The Oni is the only ghost in the game that cannot do a mist event, along with the Mimic, because the Mimic obviously copies any ghost type in the game. So, you know, but we didn't get the Mimic, which means it cannot be the Oni or the Mimic. Is he fully opening and closing doors? That I kind of hear, but I'm not gonna pick ERA. I also am probably gonna not. He did turn off the light. I'm gonna watch Mare. Mare is a possible suspect here. He is hunting. And this time, hopefully, I can actually do some stuff. Oh, he just shape-shifted. It is an O-Bake. Okay. He has just shape-shifted. You saw him change from his normal form, and he's changing to different ghosts. Now, I really suck at looping, but, he is an O-Bake, and you can tell by the way he shape-shifted. So, that is probably one of the easiest ghosts you can get in this game, is the O-Bake, because all you have to do is just watch him very carefully, and that's why I didn't cross off the O-Bake at the start, is because of that shapeshift that we just got. So the O-Bake is the only ghost that can shapeshift besides the Mimic, of course. You can see he has a shape-shifting ability, it says in the book. He also leaves behind a 6-finger handprint, which I can show off, although it's going to be very risky. But I will try and show it off just for the video. That he can leave a 6-finger handprint. That's another way to identify the O-Bake. So I'm just going to show that off. Let's just find a hiding spot. Okay, there's one here. So what I'm going to do, since he moves in the garage... Oh, also because he moved in the garage, it wouldn't be a Goryo or a Banshee if the Banshee was possible. And that is because the Goryo can never change his favorite room, and also the Banshee rarely roams far away from its ghost room, which can be. He could probably roam a room or two over, so maybe he technically still could be a Banshee if it was an option. But we already know it's the Obake, so the Banshee is another ghost that cannot roam very far from its ghost room. Or its favorite ghost room, I should note. That is a ghost event. So we're just gonna wait for him to kind of hunt and hope he will leave a trace. He did another missed event. Let me just make sure I have the Obake circled. So he did move over here, which is interesting. Come on, buddy. Just touch a door so I can show off the handprint. He is touching a lot of doors. Okay. 5. That is 5 fingers. That is 5 fingers. I don't know why he's not letting me show up the 6-finger handprint. Also, it is kind of a rare chance. The 6-figure handprint. Okay, he just burned our crucifix. The 6-finger handprint, I believe, is a 33.3% chance. So it has roughly a 1 in 3 chance of happening. That is a red light ghost event that I could not record or take a photo of. All ghosts can do that ghost event, by the way. So I'm just waiting for him to hunt again. He did another missed event. This is kind of boring, just sitting in here. I know it's not entertaining and I look like a pussy, but I'm not trying to die because I need the money, and I'm also trying to help people get better at the game. So I'm kind of just sitting in the closet waiting for the 6-finger handprint to happen. I believe he started hunting in the puzzle room again. And we're just going to sit here and wait. He's going to touch a bunch of stuff. He is in the garage. He is in the hallway again. He's coming my way. He is gone. And now we're just going to look for our 6-finger handprint. That's 5. He didn't leave one. Well, since this ghost does not want to leave the 6-finger handprint, I'll just show a photo on the screen of what the 6-finger handprint does look like. Because I'm not risking this anymore. This Obake is being very difficult. But anyway, that's basically how you identify ghosts in Phasmophobia, at least my way. It took approximately 19 minutes, which is fine. And watch, you will see the Obake will show up. And there we go. That's how you identify the Obake in Phasmophobia. Let's ignore that first game, though. That first game was horrible. And this is why I needed the money. We made 2,300. That is wonderful. I'm finally not poor anymore. But, that's the best I could give. and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. And I will try and make more videos, possibly identifying more ghosts, if I get anything else. But that's how you identify the obake, which is what I got. And I'm mainly just showing off how you identify ghosts easily in Insanity, because in Insanity you only get one evidence. Um, and I don't personally like looking for evidences. Also, another thing for Insanity is the only ghost that will leave more than one evidence on Insanity is actually the Mimic. So if you get ghost orbs plus another evidence type, you can always pick the Mimic. That was another thing that I should have mentioned. But anyways, that's all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.